Hello and welcome everybody. Today with a deck idea surrounded by Artifacts and Fiddlebender. Let's take a look at it. This is a Mardu colored artifact synergy deck that I thought for a longer while, and maybe with Dominaria United it will be definitely really playable. I think also in a really good position, because I know there is an Explorer list that is currently really cool to play, but also utilize some of the new Streets of the Capenna card. And of course we are talking about Artifact synergy surrounded Oswald Fiddlebender. Who doesn't know, and maybe a lot of you do not know that this creature is actually existing. It's a 2-mana 2/2 Gnome Artificer, and he says for 1 white mana and tap we can sacrifice an artifact, search our library for an artifact card with mana value 1 plus the sacrifice artifact's mana value, put it on the battlefield and shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery, so we can do it only on our turn and only on our phases. So this card allows us to have some artifact synergy to close out the games or bring our deck to shine with a lot of different things. And I thought in the first line, of course, we need to utilize our Onicult Anvil. This is a 2-mana artifact that we can find with a lot of our 1-drops. And you see, maybe the 1-drops are really chaotic, but they are chosen here for the standard, let's say, environment to negate different scenarios and different matters. So if we need something, for example, if we can grow our Ingenious Smith really big, of course we want, for example, Team Pennant is a 1-mana artifact equipment that says equip creature gets +1/+1 and has vigilance and trample. So if Ingenious Smith is something like a 10/10 and we want to go through, especially against another Anvil decks, we can search for this artifact with our Oswald, of course, and then get trample. So this is basically the main idea why I have one of each of these artifacts. Of course, in the Explorer scenario, or when we have an access to a bigger, more interesting artifact choice, then it will be much more competitive, but also much more playable in different scenarios when we can start drawing cards, gaining life and all this stuff with just 1-mana artifacts. So far, for standard, we need to have what we have here, and you can check out the list for yourself. If you have Oswald the Fiddlebender, you can definitely try this deck because it's a really budget-friendly deck. I mean, there are some stuff that is a little bit more of an expensive side, but I think at least one of you should have had of it, and you can also make different inclusions. Hello Fountain makes here an appearance because we have different synergy also with it, like card draws or just token creation, but we can also maybe use it as an alternative Incon. I never had this game where I can pay 5 mana and untap 15 tapped creatures, but theoretically with our Anvil we can create a lot of creatures. The goal of this deck is, of course, when we have the Oswald, get as much as possible of the Envies. This is why we can sacrifice a lot of these 1-mana cost artifacts to find constantly our Anvils, and with Anvils, as soon as we have like 3 or 4 on the board, it gets really crazy with all these artifacts that we have on the board. We can close it down with Midhook Massacre, or also just through pure power on the board because we are so wide. But also Ingenious Smith can grow really big, where we can just finish out the game in 1 or 2 turns. So far for this deck. Let's go and check out how it performs in the game. And here we are against our first opponent, Vampire Tears. Let's see what we can do. We have already Oswald in the hand, but also Smith, so I think this looks really good. We can play you for black mana. And a Gunner's Awakening is not a necessary land, but definitely sometimes really useful. Maybe not in the opening hand, but let's see what our opponent is here. Some Cleric life gain synergy looks like, so let's bring our Oswald down. And next turn we can already start gaining some advantages. Okay, so opponent maybe also some sacrifice. We're gonna see it shortly, so let's first play our Smith. Smith will look for Lantern. And then we're gonna bring out our Epicure, because Oswald needs a white source to sacrifice and do something. And I was experimenting with Oswald for a while now. I have also a cool vehicle deck I'm gonna show you later, definitely. So also around Oswald, sacrifice vehicle and reanimate vehicle with this Grease Fang in Orzhov coloration. This creature, I think the most of you needs to be familiar with it. What do we do here? I think it's time for a little bit attacky. Yeah, we can equip you instantly and then go in for drain and gain a little. I think this is the coolest play we can make, the most interesting play. Not only we trade them for 2, but also it's a really difficult to block creature with Death Touch. And then from there, oh, okay, opponent with a Tombscar, interesting. So I can play Hearse and exile, of course, this creature instantly, but this will maybe, I don't even know, will it be the best play? I think the Smith is the best play here, right? Another land will be nice, definitely, but we cannot choose here too much. Let's go with it. Look for a land, or for a land? I think we'll go for a land drop, right? Let's hope we have a land drop on top. Yes, this is perfect. And pass the turn. The Vampire Tears here. Didn't expect definitely the Doomscar, but Sorin is okay. Definitely something. So we go here for white because we are needing more white sources. I can go for Portable Hole so we can kill the Sorin. Bye bye. And then we're gonna deal with Sorin in the first lane. Then I'm thinking about maybe I should play the second one, but I also suspect my opponent has maybe multiple Doomscars, right? This is why let's play the Hearse and instantly exile things like Sorin and the Veteran. So just in case my opponent runs some reanimation shenanigans. And I'm gonna keep it because, as I said, if my opponent runs another Doomscar, most likely he will play it, because from now on we are gonna do a lot of damage. Next turn this alone will be 6 damage. Equip the Talisman and play the Lantern. Okay. We have answers for it, we have answers. We just need to draw it. I should have gone for the... how you call it? So, let me think. No, or the Smith. Or is my opponent baiting? I think my opponent is baiting, right? This is why. Let's do it like this. Let's go with it. Let's exile another creature. So this is some vampire life gain pile, huh? With some removal shenanigans here. Okay. Didn't play Jack-o'-lantern because I want to cycle it.
This is your fight.
Okay.
Win it.
Sure. Okay. No blocks. Let's see what we got here. Not the things that I wanted, but sure. And my turn. Okay. Will Oswald survive long enough is the question. I think so. I think Oswald will survive long enough. How do we tap? Do we have white open? Yes, we have white open. So now we can go and deal a little bit damage to the Elspeth. And now replay the Oswald. Replay the Oswald and then check if we can draw our hearts a little bit more, and opponents sometimes forget how much damage we can deal suddenly out of nowhere. Go for Flying Edgar, sure. I just need to find my answer for it. Yep. Okay, opponent wants to march it, sure. March it, my friend, march it. And something else? Doesn't look like that my opponent has something else. Nope, he doesn't. He has only March in the graveyard, right? So let's exile something from my graveyard. We can take the Smith, and we can take the Epicure. We don't have much reanimation source. The only reanimation source we had, I played already out. Okay, another land is definitely not what I wanted. And not what I needed. In this case, I think I'm fine with equipping the Smith. And... 1, 2... Should we try to draw something on it? It will cost too much, right? Let's go for another Smith. Let's check what we have there on artifacts. Omnia is perfect. Grow both of our Smith. Now opponent most likely will trade for the Smith. But it's okay, it's a flying Vigilant Threat. Maybe he has also something like Vanishing Verse. March of Wardley, okay. Cannot sacrifice you. Sure. And I can sacrifice... Did I play my land? Yeah, I played my land, so we are not gonna sacrifice the Synthesizer now. And end the turn. And now we can also start cycling with our hearse, our stuff that we're sacrificing here. Definitely really useful. Especially in matchups like this.
This is your fight.
Okay, lifelink. Yep, I thought so. He needs some life now. My opponent needs some life now, so let's see what we get. Okay, another lifelink, so it's a life link or life gain synergy deck. We need our answers. Oh, here we have our answers. Okay, let's exile you. You're gonna sacrifice. We create a token. Another lantern. Let's go enter it. And a land is okay. Still have enough to exile with a hearse. And I can also exile now the Elspeth. This is why Rite of Oblivion is just an amazing card. Really good card.
I can't protect everyone.
And then we're gonna drain our opponent. And just in case my opponent has some shenanigans here, let's go for black. Just in case my opponent has some shenanigans, I can play out the land, because maybe he has some discard or something else. Okay, Welcoming Vampire is good draw. You sure? Okay. I take it. Why did you attack them first? Okay. Then let's go and exile more cards. 1, 2. Okay, another right. We need here 2 to crew. So I can crew, attack, then sacrifice, create. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that, right? So let's do it like this. Sacrifice you. Crew you. We're gonna go in. That's a lot of damage. My opponent wants to take it, okay. Sure. I mean, if this is what you want, we're gonna end the turn. Maybe my opponent forget about the mainland, but maybe not. He looks like he forgot about it. So let's get here a sneaky peeky kill. And Luminarch Veteran. Okay. Veteran is not something now I'm drawing my removals, huh? How do I do that the best? Cycle here. With you I can do nothing useful right now, right? So I can attack with you. Next. Attack. Exile you. Next. And if my opponent attacks, then cycle you. And the turn. If my opponent attacks, then we're gonna see. Okay, my opponent does nothing. I could have exiled cards, but I think in this spot is not really interesting. Now I can sacrifice it, kill it here. We could have won last turn, right? Yeah, I could have won last turn. If I would have exiled 2 cards from here, it will be exactly 9 damage. Okay, my opponent had enough. Let's go and check out another one. So our next game now, Netray. It's our second game, I think. I think we're gonna do 3 games, depends how long it will take. The last game took longer than it should have taken. And this hand looks okay. Turn 1 Epicure, turn 2 Smith, and from there we're gonna see if we're gonna draw our black source for Anvil. We should, we have enough black sources in our deck. Here it goes, you see? So I can play here, Epicure now. And opponent is maybe something with mono white or what? Oh no, Azorius, maybe Azorius tempo, huh? Fiddlebender. I'm a big fan of bringing him out now. Do we have a 1 mana cost artifact here to find another Anvil? I'm not seeing any. Ah, you are. I know what you are. I know what you are. So I would say let's... No. Let's play, but then I cannot. Ah, it's okay. It's okay, it's alright. I wanted to already start ticking up my artifacts to another Anvil. So opponent knows now about Portable Hole, but my opponent is Azorius Magecraft stuff that has a lot of protection for the Virtuoso. This is why most likely he also played it on turn 3, even if he had an untapped land. To protect the Virtuoso, something like Slip Out the Back or something like this. Usually this is what they run. A cool deck. Birdman has a similar deck in, what you call it, in semi-colors, utilizing Magecraft and protection. Who doesn't know who Birdman is a member from my Discord, and if you are interested, feel free to join, the link should be down in the description. Okay, my opponent goes for a lot of damage here. Luckily we have enough chumpy here. So now we're gonna bait out the removal with Portable Hole, of course. Then let's hope we gain something. No, we don't. Okay, let's go. Bait out the removal. Opponent definitely should have a removal protection. My opponent's gonna protect. That's okay. And sometimes this list also run counter spells, so I would like to play now the Anvil out and do it like this, because Portable Hole. No, this is a misplay. I should have I should have sacrificed one of the blood tokens, because Oswald with the Portable Hole can give me another Anvil. This will speed up the process a little bit. Okay, so opponent is now unblockable, let's say. This can end up really fast in my death. I don't know if it's really... really winnable from here, but we're gonna see. This is 14 damage unblockable. It's a lot. Who doesn't know bypass is as long as a creature attacks alone, it cannot be blocked. This is why I cannot block it, and whenever it deals combat damage, it connives. So now I need a solution for the enchantment itself. Let's see if I can find one. Okay, this is good. Is it? Oh, we'll see. Well, we'll see. So, let's first play you. Let's see, and we can get nothing that is super useful. I should have had maybe a little bit more portable holes exactly for this scenario, but I didn't play it around it. Pitching Needle will also not stop it, I think, right? Or should we try? No, enter the battlefield, choose a card and activate abilities of a source with a Pitching Needle, security bypass. Let's try it, right? Security bypass. Then let's play the hearse. So we take away the I don't know if you hear the sound. Stat courage, and doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what we take here out. And let's go with the Demon Bolt, Silver Bolt. I triggered it already. 1 life. I don't think the life will be enough. I'm just hoping for now that the Pitching Needle works with the way that I hope it works. But I don't think so. I don't think it will shut down their unblockable ability. Yeah. Maybe the connive ability, right? But unblockable not. So I can unblock it and my opponent is finishing me off. Good to know. Good to know. The connive, I think, is just shut down, not unblockable. So let's go next. So here we are against Kyler Star in our 3rd game. Most likely the last, and then we're gonna go into breakdown. Then I'm gonna tell you. I mean, obviously, what I would already change is that I would made a little bit more portable holes, just in this scenario, these cases, right? I think in general, portable hole is a very powerful card in the current meta. We have another black here, and we have their black too. So let's go with Smith. Upon maybe mono black snow or mono green snow, mono black snow. I'm sorry. Mono green snow, and we are gonna see how fast we can grow our Smith. The pup, okay. There's our portable hole. The pup gets bigger if he has more stuff on the board, right? We currently don't have another white source, so I think I'm gonna play you. Let's see what we draw. Another Epicure, then let's go play you for red, so we can play out the Epicure. And then let's go in. Let's keep the portable hole, right? I won't take the pack leader if opponent plays something like this. Take away the pack leader, and then from there we're gonna see opponent's gonna fight with Blizzard Brawl. Sure. This was maybe one concern to play portable hole, so my opponent cannot fight, but I want to hit something more impactful than the pop, right? Bankbuster is good. This means we play you first. Let's see what we hit from top. Nada. Okay, great. Let's play you, and let's play you. Bankbuster gonna take care of the card advantage. Kyler Star. You're Gruul Werewolfs, okay. At least now we know what opponent is up to.
Delicate balance. Run wild. Run free.
Okay. Run wild and run free, my friend. Run wild and run free. We're gonna do it like this. Before we are playing our land out here, we're gonna see what we're gonna drop from top. There is our land. And then we're gonna attack. I can play you and draw a card in the end of opponent's turn, right? So let's take the pop now. Opponent can block something, but Erlin will still die. Doesn't matter how he blocks. Okay. That's totally fine. Epicure did already his job. And let's skip the turn. We're gonna draw in the opponent's turn. Generally, it's a little bit a better approach, just to know if opponent has something reactive. Pack leader. Okay, another pack leader. Wow, opponent had a lot of stuff here in the hand, huh? So I would recommend my opponent to attack. Otherwise, we're gonna drain him with Anvil. No blocks. Before we go to our turn, let's draw a card. Banky Buster. Oh, Elephant, that is good. And let's go with Experimental. Grow our Smith a little bit. Another Anvil, perfect. This is actually perfect, so let's go. Let's attack here and here. Opponent can double block Smith. Will be smart, yeah, definitely. And now we're gonna sacrifice... Wait, I didn't make my land drop, right? No, yeah, that's good. So let's sacrifice the thingy boomby. Okay, another bolt. Bolt is okay. And then we're gonna sacrifice you just for the sake of draining. So we can drain our opponent. And we're gonna shock ourselves. So we can draw with the Bankbuster. It's not so it bolt, right? 3 damage ourselves is bolting. We bolt ourselves. So opponent goes again all in, that's okay. Gonna draw a card. Oh, mid hook is perfect. Let's go for 3. This makes a lot of damage. And now we can drain my opponent a little bit more. Not need to, right? Let's play you out. Let's exile... I don't think he has some graveyard recursion, but who knows? Who knows? I think I turn my opponent's dead, right? I double attack and start sacrificing the creatures. Okay, this maybe changed my approach. But good game, my friend, good game. Let's go to the breakdown. And here we are in the breakdown part. So definitely a really cool deck, and also possible to perform with it on a higher level. But I am not so confident that it will perform good in the Mythic ladder. This is why we tried out today a little bit in the play queue. What I would recommend, if you want to really take it to the ranked, somewhere in Platinum Diamond, maybe it will be good there. Definitely increase the amount of portable holes. Reduce some sources that you think will not be necessary. By the way, Silverbolt, we drew it, right? Against Werewolf the last game. Maybe things like Silverbolt or maybe Omnious Parcel and stuff like this. The things that are not super necessary. You see, maybe a lot of things are like situational, right? Like Jack-o'-lantern, Graveyard, here the thing that becomes bigger. And you can get these ones. This 1 mana artifacts with the Epicure blood token, right? So everything that is mana value 0, like tokens, you can get the 1 mana stuff out. This is why I would maybe increase the amount of portable holes just to find the right solution in the right situation. If, for example, like against our Azorius player that we had, there 2 or 3 of portable holes will definitely make it really powerful. Also against enchantment, I run this deck weirdly enough a lot against enchantment when I was playtesting it, and against enchantment things like portable hole is amazing, but also against enchantment things like Unleash Hearse is really great because they have some stuff that comes constantly back from the graveyard, and there is a lot of them currently in the meta, with Underdog, with this enchantment creature, and reanimation spells. This is why I put almost always 1 or 2 Hearses or something that interacts with the graveyard into my deck. And Hearse, again, not only an MVP in the championship that ran on the last weekend, it was a really common played card or a really common sideboard card against a lot of graveyard shenanigans, but also in best of 1 you will see it more and more common. At least 1 or 2 of will always do good. Then Rite of Oblivion, yeah, this is basically what won us at the game against his Vampire Life Gain Synergy deck. You can go 4 if you need to. So definitely if you want to run in the ladder, increase the amount of removals that we have here, right? So Portable Hole a little bit more of Rite of Oblivion, and then reduce the amount of things that you think is not necessary in the one-drop scheme. What I definitely would let is here Experimental Synthesizer is a really good card advantage card. Also Epicure is amazing. Smith can grow really fast this way. The team pennant, and I had games where I won the game with this team pennant because somewhere on turn 7, turn 8, where your opponent is like at 9, 8 life because you drained them already with only cult. And as I said, priority is usually lying with Oswald if you get Oswald, to tap him, sacrifice a 1 mana artifact to find your only cult. And then as soon as you have like 2, 3, 4 of them on the board, it's really difficult for your opponent to recover at first. And then if we top deck something like Midrange Massacre, it drains them almost instantly. So you win the game really fast. Hello Fountain is also a little bit like the Experimental. It's a little bit card advantage, a little bit creature tree creation, and so on and so on. So if you say you don't see a point for Hello Fountain, I understand it, but for me it usually does a lot, and also it gives you the possibility, for example, if you play against a non-graveyard deck, we can sacrifice our Unleashers, or for example Bankbuster if you really want to, if you already drawn your cards but you still don't have the attack with a 4/4, you can sacrifice it and found your Hollow Fountain with Oswald. So this is also some really nice synergy there. Yeah, otherwise, would I recommend to craft it? If you don't have any cards of it, definitely no, do not craft it. This is a pure fun synergy deck. I just wanted to show you that there is possibilities with Oswald, and you will see some other decks. I told you already about my vehicle deck that also utilizes Oswald not only to ramp into some vehicles, but also this 3 mana creature that can reanimate the vehicles that you sacrifice with Oswald. So yeah, this is so far it for the deck, guys. Let me know down in the description what you think about this deck, what you think about Oswald, and what decks maybe you run with Oswald Fiddlebender. I will love to hear what crazy brews you are coming up with it. Otherwise, yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Ciao!